What's smoking all my dragons, divine righteous almighty greats overachieving, never slacking. I'm back with another Tom MacDonald reaction. And this time we got Sheeple. Now I already know this about to be crazy. Look, original link in the description. Other than that, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop them recommendations in the comments for more. We about to hop right into this. Shout out to the Hangover gang. Let's go.
Humans been controlled since the day that they were civilized. The truth has been so heavily politicized. If you don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis. Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a big lie.
Let me hear that back.
Nazis controlled by rich folks who use the news to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis. Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I sat back and I analyzed, because he said black folks who ain't never actually been slaves, in that physical, he's talking about that transatlantic slavery, that never actually, physically been in that, and then going at it with, white folks, so-called black, so-called white, the color stuff, right? But going at it with so-called white folks who ain't really Nazis or ain't actual racists. It's just like, wow, people at the top benefit, right? And when I sat back and I really thought about it, I'm like, yo, Americans, both so-called black and so-called white, is very privileged. Very privileged. Like, I'm half Nigerian, right? My mother, she actually just back in the summer, fed a village of our family members. The things that they go through over in third world countries, and the stuff that they got going on. Man, Americans be so privileged, it's not even funny, even in our hoods, what we call our hoods, yeah, from my experience, yeah, of course you got oppression, you got serious oppression going on, but you're able to get up and just get on your bike if you live in New York City or LA or something, and go just do Uber Eats and go make money, or go do DoorDash. You're able to get on a train and go get a job. You're able to, like, when you go to certain third world countries, if you're not farming your own food, you're not even eating. If you can't grow your own food, you're not even eating. If you can't, like, it's real. It's just a lot. But I feel like that privilege fed the pigs. He got the pigs fat to now you're lazy, and now you're easy to just slaughter and tell anything to. So it was almost like a war tactic to get you privileged. But let me finish what he's saying. He already got me talking. He already got
to
me.
make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds, big lies, deep on the police so that there's big crime. To take away our freedom, to restore order, they let die. Play with people, turn men into women, make the counterculture mainstream to mix up the system. Change the pronouns, if gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information and only give you facts through a branded corporation. Distort your worldview with an algorithm that changes based on propaganda curated for your engagement. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Blue to screens just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep.
That evil eye in the sky is crazy.
What do y'all believe? My sheep. Nothing's what it seems. Hollywood been rotting your brain, controlling your mouth. You say lit, fleet, bet, cap. They trying to dumb you down. They endorse whatever narrative is popular to shout, and use minorities in movies for diversity clout.
Now, what I will say is, Tom, you hit a lot of solid points. But when you talk about words like cap, who, shout out, rest in power to FBG Duck, one of them clout boys from Chicago. These are just words that come from these hoods that, or these inner city neighborhoods, right? A lot of the times lit, that's came from New York. I remember when that first started, when I was like 18, everybody started saying lit. Like these are things that are created in these neighborhoods, and then the music industry, not even in the media, they take it and they kind of just all of a sudden, they're doing the viral dances and they're doing but it's like it's weird, man, how that happens because I've seen it happen so many times. Like I literally, like I said, I'm from New York. I seen when how lit, and then to see the whole world say it was crazy to me. When I seen FBG Duck and in Chicago on them clout boys, clout, and then to see people on the new in the newscasters, say something funny and say clout or lit. It's just to me it blows my mind, right? But as far as I definitely think there's a lot. I wouldn't so much as say that's programming as much as I would say like I seen something the other day that blew my mind away. But what a cartoon, like those cartoons that be having sexual references and things in it, like that's more so like Hollywood right there programming to me like that. Whoa.
Two sides on the spectrum, but ain't none of them honest. Took the red pill and the blue pill, spit them both in the garbage. Being woke used to mean you understood you're a target, and now it's having two good legs and never taking a step forward. If you agree, it's free speech. Disagree, it's hate speech. Erase it if it came from anywhere except the mainstream. Trump supporters labeled as the racist, but that can't be. Lincoln was Republican, and that's who ended slavery. Science been politicized, it's easy to see. A mask became a symbol of which side you believe. But you'll never cure a sickness till you cure the greed, because the problem with our natural immunity is it's free. Society is broken, want you locked inside a cubicle, addicted to pornography, liquor, and pharmaceuticals. Tell you that you're fat and poor and you were never beautiful, then tweet how much they love you when they hear about your funeral. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Blue to screen's just part of the machine. Y'all are sheeple. What do y'all believe? Oh my sheeple. Nothing's what it seems. If they can't convince you, they confuse you. They want you dumb and dead. They divided you by race, religion, income, and sex. Made everybody right and left.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
The hatred got so intense, if the other side likes oxygen, you'll put a bag on your head. And the conspiracy theories labeled as misinformation is just a terrifying truth that scares the hell out the nation. The system treating you like trash and you got rifles to aim with. Just imagine how they'll treat you when your guns get confiscated. George Orwell, 1984 was his last lecture. George called them thought police, now we call them fact checkers. Government surveillance trying to catch you, they don't ask questions. Mass incarceration equals capital for cash investors. The system isn't broke, it's working fine. Oppressive and chaotic is how it was designed. They say if we ain't doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to hide.
It ain't broke, it's working fine, This how it was designed. He's spitting facts, y'all.
While their agenda and intelligence completely classified. They don't teach you rights in school, you never learn them at all. Cause they're easy to remove if you don't know what they are. The only people you can rule are the criminal ones. So they force you into corners till you're breaking the law. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Blue to screen's just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe? Oh my sheep. Nothing's what it seems.
Tom MacDonald, there's so much he said in there, and we in some serious times, y'all. I know. Like if you talk to your parents and your grandparents, they'll probably always say, yeah, we thought the world was gonna end back such and such and such and such, but the world pretty much did end. I mean, when you really when you really look around, um, when you really look around, right? It's not even much communities anymore, bro. Like not how you think. Everything's just kind of has an agenda to it. Like it's not like those neighborhoods where people could feel free, right? And just go outside all day, and play and just right. Like I was watching something about I forgot where it was, but it was this so-called black, neighborhood for back in the day. I think it might have been like the 80s, no, the 70s, 60s, and it got destroyed. And they were talking about how they used to just be able to just hang out all night, like, sleep on the porch, like it was just a sit. Like there used to be, you get what I'm saying? Like there's no more communities. Like there's no more, not like that, not like that, where you don't gotta worry about people too busy worried about, mortgage. I gotta get to work. I gotta da 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 da. Then on top of the race baiting, and it's like, even though black and whites mentioned a lot, but like there's so much more going on too. Like you go to California, then it's black Mexican. It's that. It's just not. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy nonsense. But the program and what he said. They do take certain things, and they do. I will agree though. They do definitely pick certain things and program it into people. Because there is so many other things they could choose that's born out of these inner cities and certain neighborhoods. But they definitely they know what the people are so dumbed down. They know what the people are gonna like, right? They know, like, okay, this is what the popular thugs are saying, or gay, or what we call gangsters are saying. And then they make the whole world kind of accept that. They desensitize. So now it's like you got, so-called rich white girls from freaking Beverly Hills, who knows where, somewhere in Colorado, doing this dance on TikTok, and the whole time the dance is talking about killing 1,000 black folks, or you got black folks doing the same thing. Everybody's doing the same thing, listening to these songs about killing 1,000, riding through the hood, killing, or having sex with 100 men, and it's just weird. Like TikTok, it's just weird, man. It's a weird, strange realm we live in right now. Like very, very weird. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if this didn't even do much views. For some reason, when I react to Tom MacDonald, it never does views like that. Like when I react to American artists, period, it don't even do views like that. To be honest with you, it's strange, man. And it's like, but it's like, I feel like if I was to talk dumb, or just, yo, that was crazy, and just jump around and, oh man, did you hear what he said? Then it's like, but it's like when you actually can think, you know, it's I don't know, man. It's just weird, but yeah, Tom definitely hit a lot of points. It's just, it's something he had said. I'm trying to remember what he said. Basically, like, about, black, so-called blacks that was never actually, in the transatlantic slave trade, in that, but going at it with people who aren't actually Nazis, or, that's real. That's real. My house is in the country, right? So my new house that I haven't even moved into yet, and when I'm out there, I get a lot of love. To be honest with you, it's more so, it's respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people with bad intentions everywhere, then you got some real sweethearts. And if people ain't think people, it's sad that a lot of people still can't see that. Got a lot of sweethearts, man. A lot of sweethearts, man. I'm talking about, man. I just feel like it would be, even for me to even have to break that down, that we still got to look past, colorism and things like that. We still got to get past that. It's sad. That right there is sad. It's just such a low vibration on this planet, But that's why we going through hell, and I don't even believe that we even seen we haven't seen it yet. I believe there's a lot has to happen in order for people to rise up the way they need to, for sure. But with that being said, y'all, that was Tom MacDonald, Sheeple. Sheeple. And I'm talking, when I say a lot has to happen, I'm talking about physically in front of our eyes. The masks have to come off, and it has to be all out survival for people to rise up. Seriously, like, if you ever watched Vikings, right, or any of those shows, or even Game of Thrones, like, the kings and queens and these people became, they didn't they when they finally wore that crown, like, they went through something. You get what I'm saying? Like beer. if you remember Beer, Ragnar's son, like he had to go out into the wilderness and really find himself. Um, when you look at Game of Thrones, all the things that Jon Snow went through, and I forgot what his sister's name was, but I know Arya Starks, and there was another one with the red hair. Like what they went through before they really like evolved. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, bro, like really really listen to what I'm saying. Like for us to really, like, the privileged America is full of privileged people. Even when you think you're not privileged, you ain't never lived in no third world country to know what it's like to really, you get what I'm saying. Like over there in Nigeria, you get jungle justice in certain areas where if you get caught stealing, they might take you to the woods, throw a tire on your neck and burn you alive. You ain't just gonna get a slap on the wrist. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But like the projects over here may be penthouses to them. That's what I'm saying. And in certain places. So that's what I'm saying by privilege. People over here aren't grateful. I see people complain about going to work, going to jobs, right? And the whole time is like, hey, my thing glitching, so let me wrap this up. But people complain about going to jobs, but they're not grateful that they got a car to get them there every day. You get what I'm saying? So it's like privileged and just, they don't see it. So but it's like they want to keep grasping on anything they could complain to. Misery, misery. And you already know, if you focus on that, that's going to be your reality. So I truly believe that for people to really evolve, they got to go through those moments like Ragnar's son Beer went through in order to really become king. Like certain people go through on like Hunger Games, some real Hunger Games stuff. You gotta lose everything. You gotta go through that darkness to get to the light. You gotta really figure out how strong you are. And that's the only way you're gonna evolve and be able to come together with people again, because you got to learn to be grateful again. People aren't grateful, man. All these people that's arguing about, oh, this and that, oh, this person's racist and this person that, blah 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 blah, blue, white, Republican, Democrat, and then you go into their life and realize, damn, this dude might be a whole Jeffrey Dahmer on the edge. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You might be a whole. I don't even like you. I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody wants to group up and us and other, but it's like, who are you as the individual? Are you protecting your family? Are you doing what you gotta do as a man, as a woman? Right? And not even though I don't agree with everything people like Candace Owens says, but that's a big thing right there. I feel like that's her message. Is like, as the individual, are you doing what you got to do, or are you worried about everything else the media is telling you and all the bull crap? Or are you actually experiencing the world? Are you actually like there? Do you have your family structure set up? Are you doing what you're supposed to do, or are you just listening to the programming? Right? But I'm gonna wrap it up there. We're going on 20 minutes soon. So with that being said, y'all, if y'all enjoy this, original link in the description. If you want to go ahead and watch the video, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll be back with more soon. Much love, y'all.